Marietta Mehanni, and this week's muscle conditioning tip, and it's also pelvic floor safe, is going to be back extensions on the ball. Now when I say pelvic floor safe, this may not be appropriate for everyone. It depends on the stage of where you're at with your pelvic floor strength. And for some people, this might be a bit too early to include this in your program. But consult with your healthcare practitioner or your women's health physiotherapist. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to be doing back extensions. So you want to make sure that you're on a non-slip surface because you want the ball to stay still and your feet. So it depends also on the grip of your shoes. I've got really nice matting here, so I don't have any issues. But you may like to use a yoga mat that's a non-slip, and you place a ball and your feet on it at the same time. So I'm going to place my chest on top of the ball from a kneeling position behind the ball, and then I'm going to extend the legs out behind. I'll walk the feet in a little bit so the ball sits sort of underneath my belly and my hips. I'm going to start off by doing the back extension with my hands on my thighs at the back. Chin down, chin in. So I'm lifting up to the back of my head and pushing towards the crown of my head, so I've got a nice lengthened spine in my neck. So breathing out as I come up and breathing in as I go down. So exhale as you come up, inhale as you go down. Now another little tip that I like to use here, especially when I'm teaching my classes, is telling people to not just breathe as they come up, but also to gently draw their abdomen in away from the ball as they come up. For some people, this may feel slightly counterintuitive because it feels better to push your belly into the ball to try and get higher. But if you draw in your lower abdomen as you come up, you won't go as high, and you'll feel more activation in your deep core muscles. You can also encourage people to lift their pelvic floor as they come up and release the pelvic floor as they go down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my right hand, and I'm going to slide my right hand down my leg. So I'm just going to face you this way so you can see what I'm going to do. So I've got my right hand on my thigh, my left hand on my thigh, but I'm now going to look back over that right shoulder towards that right side. So what am I doing now? I'm actually incorporating another muscle group in my lower back called quadratus lumborum. It's an important muscle because every day when you pick up shopping, when you're doing things side to side, you're using that particular muscle. So it's good to get it moving and get it moving through a big range of motion, as you're going to see I'm going to do in a moment. So, hand on my right thigh, sliding back, looking back. If you're a group fitness instructor and people having issues with their neck, tell them to not look over their shoulder, keep their eyes looking down towards the floor as they do this exercise to one side. So how many repetitions am I doing of each? When I teach group fitness classes, I like to do things for at least 2 blocks, and that's it. That's the maximum, actually, not at least. It's the maximum number of repetitions I do. So it depends on the speed. It'll either between 8 to 16 repetitions. I like to do them slower, so that would be 8 repetitions for me. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it'll be quite slow. So we'll do 8. You could go to the opposite side and do it on the left-hand side before you add the next progression. It's up to you. If you keep adding progressions on one side, you'll build more fatigue. If you alternate sides, people will feel not as fatigued. So it depends on where your participants are at as far as their own fitness and strength level is concerned. So after we've done 8 repetitions of that, I'm now going to add my left arm. So breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. Looking over the shoulder or not looking over the shoulder, I'm now adding more movement and more load by moving that left arm forward. So let me show you from different angles so you can see clearly. And again, I'm going for 8 repetitions. So reaching out with that left arm, stretching back with that right arm as far down my thigh as I can. So again, 8 slow repetitions of that activity. You may want to swap sides or continue on for the final activity, and it's what I'm doing with my left leg. So I'm just going to swap sides again so you can see clearly. So I'm here, I'm going to now lift up my left leg and then come back. Wow. So lift up my left leg and come back. This is going to add a level of instability that's quite challenging. Breathe out and come back down. Breathe out and come back down. Now, the wobble is a good thing. Yeah, so if you're thinking, oh, I'm losing my balance, that's the whole point of it, is to be able to compensate and work out a way to stay balanced on the ball. Give yourself a few tries, a few attempts before you decide to give up on that activity altogether. And don't be frightened of the wobble, because you can always put your hand down on the floor. You're not going to go anywhere, you're not going to fall off the ball, you'll just re-stabilise again. The more frequently you do this type of activity, the better your body becomes at adjusting to being in an unbalanced situation. Then you repeat the same exercises on the opposite side. You'll find that your back muscles will be fatigued. All of your back muscles will be fatigued, not just the quadratus lumborum, which is one of the things I like about this exercise. It's a great back exercise without having to lift heavy loads, without having to worry too much about people's technique, because their backs are only going to extend as far back as they're actually strong. And of course, people can choose how far they want to go with their progression. So you get to choose what you want to do with this exercise. So really safe, hard to get wrong, and I love it. So that's this week's muscle conditioning tip.